welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be a live version of John Lee Hooker's Boom Boom from Stockholm 1988. Thanks very much to subscribe star Richard Sylvester for the request. Hello, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this is basically an E blues kind of type progression here. Tempo is quite fast, about 157 BPM. Also using triplet feel. So triplet feel, eighth note feel. Basically what we've got, normally you go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with quavers or eighth notes, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now basically what's happening is if you just take the sort of four pairs of quavers, the first note or chord of each pair is lasting for 2/3 of the beat rather than 1/3. So this is the way to count it: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So if you just take something like, I don't know, a G chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then put triplet fill on there, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you then have this 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So it's worth kind of getting used to that kind of style of rhythm. Obviously, if you're going to get this file in Guitar Pro format, you'll be able to play it with the triplet fill, which is really handy. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is go through the chords first. We've got E5 power chord, classic E5 power chord here. First finger, second fret A, and then first finger, also barring the D string as well, making sure it's just those 3 strings that are ringing. We've got a G5. We only need your middle finger down here, middle finger, third fret low E, block the A string, and play the G and the D notes. Then G and the D string, sorry. And then you've got A5 power chord. Again, careful here not to play any other strings, unwanted strings. So you've got just the A, the D, and the D strings there, so barring second fret. D5, but just a really simple D5. I'm blocking the B string there, so all I'm doing really there is playing the open D string and the second fret G string there. You've got a B5, so you can play that with your first and third fingers, or first and fourth. First finger, second fret A, third finger or fourth finger, fourth fret D. And then kind of a simplified A5 where you're just playing the A and the D strings. So okay, nice and simple in terms of chords. In terms of sounds that I'm using, I now use a Helix. So I've basically just picked a kind of a sort of Fender type amp. Make sure it's quite thick sounding, put the gain so it's kind of crunchy, but not too kind of broken up or distorted. So again, nice, quite fairly bright, as Bruce loves to do as well. These pickups really do help as well, the JBE pickups. So yeah, hopefully play around with that and get that nice kind of Bruce tone to it. Okay, so what we'll do is just go through, so the chords pretty straightforward, so let's go through the intro. So you're coming in on the and of 1, okay? So what I mean by that is you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and, again, because of the triplet fill, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. This is all pentatonic, E minor pentatonic, second shape, and also the first shape. Classic pentatonic type riff this, okay? So go 1, so I do my middle finger, second fret G, and then you're going to slide that up to the 4th fret G, then catch the 3rd fret B, and then a quick grace note slide, 4 to 2 on the G, and then pull off to the open G, then 2, 0, pull off on, and then hit the 2nd fret on the D. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's bar 2, and then beat 2 of bar 2, E5. Again, be quite aggressive, quite a rocky song this, G5. And then it's kind of A5, and then kind of a, so you can either do open strings, it just sounds quite cool if you're going rather than, so you've got this kind of 2 and a thing at the end there. So those first 2 bars again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. And then straight away you've got 2nd fret D, open G, and then bend and release. It's more of a kind of a semitone bend there. Bend, release, and pull off. Then 2, 0, pull off. Then 2nd fret D. And then you got that riff again. And then you're kind of doing the riff that you had in bar 1, but just with the E5 before it. Then A5. And then twice. 3rd fret A string. And then a D5 pull off. And then kind of pulling off to the open strings. And then A5. Then open A, hammer onto 2nd fret A. Open D. Open G, but staccato, short and snappy. And kind of accent those as well. And the 2nd fret D. E5. Or E note, sorry, on the 2nd fret D. Okay, so that's the first 8 bars. Let me just go through all of those. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and the next bit, got the kind of same riff as you had in bar 5. Okay, and this is kind of the B riff. Second fret A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so second fret A, 1, and then on beat 2, again, and then open D, pull off 2-0 on the D, then A5, then second fret D, then D string, and then right at the end, so sorry, 1 and that, got this cool little open string there on the B and the E string, 1 and that, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Cool, so I'll do that whole of that intro section. It does kind of in the break section later on. So what I'll do now is put the song structure up on the screen, and basically really it's this kind of 12-bar blues progression. I mean, obviously you've got other chords going on, but basically it's that traditional 12-bar blues. So if you get used to that, it makes things so much easier. Okay, so let me just go through the whole of that intro. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4, A5, 1 and 2 and a 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, and then the B, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So again, take it nice, nice and slowly, break it all down. Some classic riffs there. So what we'll do is we'll basically take a look at the verses now. So the verses, again, lots of repetition, which is great because it's kind of a blues song. It's not supposed to be too crazy. Obviously those riffs are quite intricate. So basically, yeah, the first verses, so you've got first and second verse exactly the same, also going to be exactly the same in the third verse and fourth verse, okay? Occasionally at the end of the verses you'll have this kind of build up bar to get to the choruses. We'll go through that. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1. Okay, so E5, you're coming on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1. If you're not comfortable with that dead note there, the X is there on the tab. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1. Just miss it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and you do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1. So that bit there was the A5, the third fret A, then the pull off D5 to open string, A5, and then back to E5. Okay, and then you've got the B riff. So second fret A, 1, 2, open D, 2, 0, and then open to A5, and then back to 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1. Cool. So that's basically the first verse. So just do that all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the second verse, you just basically do the same thing. But instead of going, the last 2 bars of that first verse, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, and 2, and 3 and a 4. That could be the bass or other instruments, and Bruce might not be doing that much there, but it sounds really cool. So again, it sort of syncs with the drums as well. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Get a little bit of a palm muting there to start with, if you want to. So that's just basically a whole bar of the triplets, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Cool, and then basically if we go through the other verses, we've got the third verse. Where are we? Yeah, so basically you're coming out of the sax solo into the third verse, all pretty much exactly the same, but this time you're just doing the build up as we did in the second verse. Cool, okay, and then your fourth verse, where are we? Yeah, basically all the same. You're doing all that the same, and basically, yeah, fourth verse, same as the third and then the second, okay? So what we'll do now is we'll take a look at the chorus sections, okay? So where are we? Chorus sections. Yeah, so the first chorus, you've got this kind of cool little, again, this triplet feel is really important in this song. One and a two and a three and a four and a one and a two and a three and a four and a... So what you got here, E5 for the first two beats, one and a two and a, then G5, three and a, then A5, four and a, then kind of open strings at the end. One and a two and a three and a four and a. You do that 4 times, again with cross-reference with the song structure. Round 3, round 4, and then you've got basically the 2 bars against traditional kind of 12-bar blues. A5. So here you're going to go A5 for the first 2 beats, 3-3 on the A string, then 2 the D5 followed by open string. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, you can play this sort of stuff in different places in the neck as well, so it doesn't have to be in this open position. And then back to the E5. And then you got the B5. Okay, so B5 for the first 2 beats, D5, and 2-0 on the D string, and then A5 bar, G, and the E5, kind of E5, G5, A5 bar twice. Cool, and this is the structure you're going to have a lot throughout the song, okay? So let's go through the kind of the chorus sections. This is the first chorus. So you've got the E5, G5, A5 bar 4 times. A5 bar with the D5 at the end twice, and then back to E5, G5, A5 twice, and then B5 with the D5 in it once. A5 with a D5 at the end, and then E5, G5, A5 twice. Cool, and then you've got an awesome clarinet sax solo, okay, and it's basically the same structure. It's all you have to remember is just to stop with the E5 from the very final bar to get ready for the third verse. So the sax solo is just going to do exactly the same. 4 bars of that E5 kind of section. A5, E5, 2 bars, B5, A5. E5, 1, 2, 2, 2, and goes into the verse, okay? So you've always got like a bar preceding each verse, if that makes sense. Okay, cool, and then you've got the third verse, which we've kind of done, and obviously that build-up bar at the end. Second chorus, exactly the same as the first. Okay, and then you've got the organ solo, again, which is exactly the same as the sax solo, apart from you're kind of stopping like we did before in the sax solo, but you're going to go straight into that kind of intro riff again, okay? So if I go through the organ solo, so you've got 4 bars of that as usual. So A5 bar, E5 twice, B5, A5, E5, and then stop as you did before, but straight away. Okay, so this bar is basically the same as your very first bar, but it's with the E5 at the start. They've got the same riff, E5, G5, A5, and then same as before. Then A5, same as before. Now this bar is slightly different, so everything else was the same there. It's got this couple of different variations here for the next 2 bars. E5, and then open B and E strings, and then triplets, 4-2-0, and 2-0 on the D. Then he's got this cool little trill between the 0 and 2. So basically a trill is lots of hammer-ons and pull-offs in quick succession between 2 notes. So it's quite cool in that next bar. And then you've got a gap and bar, it's in the tab, bar 74 now. 1 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's all pretty much the same. So what I'll do is I'll go through the break section. So this follows the organ solo. Okay, so the first bar, organ solo, sorry, the break section, where are we? Bar 64 in the tab. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. All pretty much the same as we had in intro. A5. This bar is different. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Cool. So proper, real lots of energy and a great live version. So now we're into the fourth verse again, which builds up, same as the third verse and the second verse. We've got that bar at the end. Then you've got the third chorus. So basically, the third chorus is 3 times. Okay, and also you've got the backing singer singing as well. So same as before, really. You just do that 3 times, and then just to remember, right at the end of the song. So if I just go through the last kind of chorus section, it's the same as all the others pretty much. You've obviously got the 4 bars of E5, G5, A5. 2, 3, 4, A5. E5, then B5, A5. Now for the penultimate bar, you've got basically the opening riff, and then end on E5. So that's all the parts. Any questions, let me know. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you have. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. If you'd like to get any of the tabs for this, so all the tabs that you see on this, in the walkthrough, are made in an awesome program called Guitar Pro, which is relatively inexpensive. Really awesome files. You can sort of slow down stuff, loop sections. Great for practicing, checking your timing, especially with something like this with triplet feel. It's really, if you're not used to sort of stuff like that, can be quite fiddly, and it's essential. The drums are doing a shuffle beat, So yes, you can either get that on the website, jsmusicschool.co.uk, either in Guitar Pro format, or if you're not bothered about the program, you can get it in PDF, and obviously all the backing tracks I've made. So I think this is making this video today, this is the 75th backing track, which is cool. Yeah, lots more to come as well. Or you can actually, if you want other sort of monthly things sent to your email address, you can basically, everyone sends me a email at the Subscribestars. So it's subscribestar.com/Bruce Springsteen guitar, and you can request the files, and they're sent out to your email on the 3rd of the month. So you can get kind of it's basically a cheaper way of doing it if you want sort of files regularly every month, backing tracks, Guitar Pro files, PDF. So any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. And also on Subscribestar, depending on what tier you're on, you can get tabs and chord diagrams during this lesson part that will be pinging up guitar solo videos on there. There's well over 30 on there. So just the tutorials for any guitar solos, there's loads on there. Yeah, any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye. If you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribestar page or my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much. See you on the next one.